we're intuitive, and we bring a whole lot more to the business table than just like the facts and the figures, right? So we're creative thinkers, and so having an all-woman cast of characters in your business, I feel like, is such an advantage because it gives you a much more well-rounded approach to people and to selling and to branding and all of that. The truth is, regardless of what industry you're in, whether it's, you say it's B2C or B2B, the truth is it's all human to human business. And so when you have this female cast of characters, I think that we benefit from the intuition, the confidence, the well-roundedness, but also the energy of wanting to see each other grow and succeed.
It's interesting because I've had an opportunity to I worked the biggest portion of my career working in a male-dominated industry where I was the only woman at the table in the executive room. So that's really an interesting shift for me in working with a group of all women. I do find there's a couple of differences. I think that women tend to be much more willing to cut to the chase without posturing, that there tends to be a very high level of collaboration right away across the board. Whereas in some cases, I've seen different dynamics where you might have people who are more interested in staking out their territory or their position or posturing a little bit more. And I don't see that in working with a group with all women.
I think women in general have a different perspective and outlook of things. With us trying to figure out how to balance social life, work life, family life, I feel that a lot of times women are more exposed to that than the general population.
I think that on both a personal and a professional level, women bring something to, any process that we're looking to streamline, to improve, to assess. We bring this great professional energy, we bring great career experiences with us, great knowledge, but we also bring these core values that we tend to hold in our lives, like I said, in our personal and professional lives, that help to influence how we work with one another. So similarly to the way that Shelly is such a champion of other people, a lot of the women that I've been fortunate to work with, and a lot of the women that I've been fortunate to meet here today, are a champion of other people as well. So I think it's such an advantage to be able to bring women together and just have that influence and bring the diversity of our perspectives to that process.
I think we can relate to each other. I think we're just all on the same page as far as most of them are women-owned businesses, so they're going through the same things that I'm going through. So being able to have a group of other people that I can talk to, have questions about, go to, they've been there, they've done it, they've been through the experiences I have. So actually having a group of mentors, as I think of them, especially Shelly, who has been awesome to work with. She helps me in every way as well, but everybody else in the group has been inspirational for me.
I think the advantage is because you just get a different outlook on how to perform certain tasks and the culture behind the workplace in general.
Many, many years ago, when the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus came out, I think it shed some light on the fact that we do think differently. And I'm not saying right or wrong, but we think differently. And when you look at the studies that are out there about how women think and how they process, we do tend to be more detail-oriented. We do tend to lead with our hearts and our minds. And look at the data. When you have organizations that are run by women, they're outperforming the organizations that are run by men. Now, I'm not saying men can't run great organizations, they absolutely do. But when you partner with women, there goes the diversity. You get a new perspective, a new set of lenses that you get to look at your challenges and your opportunities and the good things that you're doing in your organization.
My current portfolio of strategic partners includes all women. And I'm happy to say that because I didn't do that on purpose. It happened organically. I went out and I found the best of the best in people who were running in lanes that I was not running in, and it was a good complementary piece. And it's interesting, as I work with women, and I work with men too, but as I work with women, the angles that we uncover and problem solve, I have found to be different. the angles in which we have resources and perseverance and are just different than men. Oftentimes, historically, men are surrounded by their normal resources and they don't have to necessarily go figure it out. Women have to go figure things out, and because we have had to go figure a lot of things out on our own, we're pretty resourceful. I can't think of another word, but resourceful and creative. And we don't like to be told no inherently. And the women that I work with have a lot of independence, and they're highly driven, they're highly ambitious, they stay in their lane, and they're very supportive. And I know that when they're supporting me and supporting my clients, that the client's going to get a win out of it every time.
I think it's important for women today to be recognized as people who bring something new and different to the table than previously. Women have a perspective that men just don't have, in that they know how to juggle all these different plates in the air at the same time. And they know how to collaborate. As opposed to being in competition, they collaborate. And that's not to say that that's always the case, but in most cases, women want to see each other succeed. They are able to see a big picture as opposed to just seeing things in their lane. And when they come together, they're very open. I used to laugh at my husband because he was stuck in a tiny, tiny office with a man for like 14 years. And at the end of that 14 years, I would ask him about his personal relationship with this person, and he had no idea about some of these things. And I said, you know, if two women were together at the doctor's office, they would know this stuff in 5 minutes about the other person, and you don't know after 14 years. So women are just naturally more open and more willing to share themselves with other people. And I think that says a lot about women in business. We want to be helpful, we want to be encouraging, and that's what women in business do. Whether or not it's going to be something that's going to come back their way, they automatically, whether it's going to profit them or not, they want to help. And I think that's what it's all about when women in business are out there helping and communicating with others.